So one commonality is if you're going to build a great legal practice or a great business, at some point you're building a great team of people. So you're thriving and building and growing a whole group of colleagues, now partners, now people that lead the firm that grew with me in building the practice. Nobody does anything like this concept you see on Twitter all the time of the solopreneur. I think there may be people that could do it, but I think it's largely a myth. I think most of us are doing great things if we're going to do great things with teams, not as solo people. So the one commonality is you're building teams. We start there. The second commonality is everything that I've done has been done in niches versus in the general business community. So for example, I'll give you an example. We've had great success in the healthcare world, the healthcare media world. Our team has a great success in the healthcare private equity world. Is I've built a general business newsletter. It is fine. We get great. I enjoy it. I get great feedback on it, but it's very hard to compete with the Wall Street Journal, to compete with Bloomberg, to be sort of like, to win in that area. And so the commonalities that we think about are teams, we think about niches, we think about largely trying to provide a real community, a real value for a customer. Somebody really wants this. Somebody really wants this and they find usefulness in it. We just had our CEO meeting, and obviously the media business, the media world's a crowded space, so we have to work so hard to make sure that the different CEOs from health systems really find it a worthwhile use of their time to network, to visit, to learn from their peers, to sort of spend time doing it. But it's a constant making sure that whatever you're doing, the commonalities in everything we do are, I think, teams, niches, and you have to do something that's useful for a customer, and it's easier and harder in different areas. And then it takes it. I mean, I've never found a way around this. Some people are so gifted, they could just see it, miles ahead of them and figure it out. For me, it's always been a mix of engaged and learning and evolving. It doesn't come like, it takes tremendous work for me. It doesn't come easy for me. And it takes a lot of work to try and figure things out and really to keep on testing and experimenting, growing.
Definitely. And I also find that, being able to not just find a need, right? Like there's a problem that, we face across like many different realms of our lives. And we might have minor solutions that work in our own realm or respects. But then when you're trying to scale that or commercialize that, a good idea might not be commercializable or scalable, right? And so, you found this problem within or area of interest or problem of interest that you wanted to provide more information for through your media outlet. What was the thought process that went on when you were not just trying to figure out a solution, but figure out a scalable and commercializable solution to that problem?
Yeah, no, and everybody grows differently. And so for us, we had to do multiple different things. We had to constantly think about where were our limiting problems, where were our real challenges. So for example, and particularly this is so easily evident today in the AI world, you could in the AI world produce 1,000 articles a day. And what happens is that once you get past a certain amount of articles, a certain amount of content, it is far more important that you've both got distribution and an audience and a community, just as an example. And I think as the world becomes more overwhelmed, connectivity, that community becomes everything. And constantly sort of like when you look at people, like people say to a wealth manager, like one of my friends is a money manager, oh, at some point you're going to be out of a job because everything gets done by AI. And it's really about the furthest thing from the truth, because the market goes down 2% yesterday, somebody freaks out. They still need to talk to somebody. They still need to figure it out. And what works optimally for finance may be very differently than what works psychologically for somebody for finance. So it's constantly finding these gaps in these situations, these positions.